Welcome back. It's day 5. Today we're going to talk about a huge misconception and how to get a business running and how to get a restaurant going. We've already done a lot of the mental work, the preparation, getting uncomfortable, reaching out there, educating yourself, taking those little risks, but now it's time to talk about what everyone wants to know. Old friend Mr. Chalk here. Let's write it up. Everyone searches for this incorrectly online. Everyone starting a business wants to make this, but they don't know that it's important. No, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about profit. Everyone searches for how to make money doing X, how to make money doing Y. Well, the reason why a lot of businesses fail is because you're focused on making money and not focused on making profit. Profit is extremely important to a business, and if you're making profit, you can maintain and keep your business running and growing. So, what's the difference between money and profit? Well, you can make a lot of money in your business and still not be profitable. We don't have venture caps and so forth to invest in us. So starting out at the very, very bottom, you need to focus on making profit, not focus on making money. And one mistake everyone makes when they start out, when you're starting out, know your numbers, know your costs. Once again, I write everything down in this. When I go to the grocery store, I check to see what meats are selling per pound and I jot it down. And I make sure whenever I do need those meats, I stock up. But back to profit. Profit is extremely important. And how do you know if you're making profit, what the profit should be? Those are a lot of questions. There's even more that gets entangled with it. Let's start very, very simply. Let's say you sell cookies. Cookies is a good example. And when you make cookies, you need flour, milk, butter, eggs, sugar. If they're cookies I like, chocolate chips, probably need baking sheets, things like that. You need to find out how much all of that costs you. And then from there, the typical rule of thumb is to multiply it out by 3. So let's say all of those ingredients, using extremely simple numbers here, cost you $10. We all know it probably costs a bit more, but it all costs you $10. Now, out of that $10, you're able to make, let's say, 100 cookies. And you're like, wow, great, 100 cookies out of $10. I'm gonna sell each cookie for 10 cents. And you start selling through cookies. You sell 10 cookies, you've made $1. You sell through all your cookies and you've made $10. You're like, wow, I made $10 and stuff cost me $10. What you may not realize is you didn't even really break even. You're actually in the red because your time and effort put in there to go get your ingredients, that's called your labor. That's one of those fixed costs that we'll talk about in videos later down the road, but labor is included in it. If your labor gets factored in, you just lost money. You sold your items at cost and didn't make any profit. You've made money, but there's no profit there. So back to that same example, 100 cookies yielded from $10 worth of supplies. What you really want to do is sell each cookie instead of 10 cents is maybe sell them for 30 cents. And when you sell them for 30 cents, you sell all of them, you sell through, you've made $30. So $10 was spent, 100 cookies made, $30 made. So you've gone ahead and actually made a profit of about $20. If you factor in your labor and put that at about typical 30%, you've made a profit of $17. You see how different the two examples are? Both examples, you made money. Only in one example did you actually make a profit. So to make a profit, you have to know your numbers. You have to know what your costs are for your materials. You have to know what your labor costs are. And then from there, you can really figure out how to price everything. There's a lot of people out there who underprice themselves. I was talking to a buddy of mine about offering something to people he knows. And when he told me the number, I said, that's just really low. So you really got to be careful and think about how you position, price, and what you feel and know the value of your items are. You may say, well, everyone else is charging this. Well, that's great for everyone else, but maybe everyone else isn't making profit. Maybe everyone else is charging that because everyone else is charging the same thing. You will never know what the worth is until you try and test the market. So don't sell yourself short. Believe in your product, believe in your skill, believe in your craft, and make sure you don't focus on making money. Focus on making profit. Jot it all down, write out the information, get your numbers set. There's a lot of information out there on finding your fixed costs, finding your labor costs. These are all terms that I'll bring up again in future videos and go further in depth. But I had a few of you messaging me, asking me all the same things. Hey, we really love the videos, but when are you going to get to the point of making money? And seeing those questions asked over and over incorrectly made me have to go ahead and stop and speak on this topic today. Don't focus on making money, focus on making profit. If your business is profitable, you'll stay in business. So today's ask, reevaluate your books. Check your books. If you don't have books, then we've got another video to talk about tomorrow. But look over your numbers. Do some basic calculations on what things are costing you and what you're charging, and really sit down and write it out and see if you're actually making a profit or you're just making money. See you guys tomorrow.
My man.